Every month, 32 players battle it out for $3,300 in Faeria's monthly cup. 8 gods, 16 qualifiers and 4 invitees fill the bracket looking to become Faeria's next champion. The bracket is stacked with the best Faeria players from around the world. Household names and rising stars must tackle a new metagame after the release of 10 new cards. The tournament kicks off with Donkey 74 versus Heavy CC. Donkey was July's monthly cup winner alongside a 3rd place finish in September. Heavy CC finished 2nd in November's cup, losing to the reigning champion Modnik. Both of these players slug it out in a tense match that can go either way. The grueling battle between two of Faeria's finest is concluded with a 3-2 victory to Heavy CC, retaining his $150 bounty. Up next is Heavy CC's teammate Modnik, who will take on Mayhem. Modnik has become one of the most respected players in the game with a convincing victory in October's monthly cup. He also took a 2nd place finish in the August Cup. His opponent is Mayhem, an established French player looking to get his first taste of prize money if he can eliminate Modnik and claim his bounty. Modnik's Yellow Rush dominates the first 2 games, putting Mayhem on the back foot. It took Mayhem's yellow control to stop Modnik's warpath. Modnik switches to mid-range screen that overwhelms Mayhem with an army of powered up taunts. Modnik takes the victory and continues his journey. Things start to heat up in the bracket as round 1 and round 2 are concluded. Monthly cup finalist Canfic must face Pelorn to claim his semi-final spot. Satyrus claims $150 from Heavy CC and must now take on Cappuccino, a player who has already won a previous monthly cup. 2-time monthly cup winner Sweetie falls to Pew Q. Pew Q must now take on the most consistent ESL Cup player, King Dans. King Dans leads with his blue-red control deck, and a combination of Ice Rock Behemoth and Hellfire seals game number 1. Pew Q responds with a red rush deck and tries to outpace Dan's slower deck. This plan was devastated by a well-timed Garadan to lock down game number 2 for Dans. Pew Q isn't going down without a fight and manages to overwhelm Dans with an onslaught of big green creatures. Dans responds with a yellow control deck, and after a back and forth match, Pew Q finds an opening using Huntmaster to slam an annoying gnat next to Dan's orb. The next match ends with an epic conclusion.
This is it. Yep. This is lethal. Blood Fire Wisp is going to take this series as a 25-4 and just one-shot Pew Q, taking King Dans into the next round. Well played by him.
Man.
Meanwhile, Modnik continues his journey to his 3rd Grand Finals in a Faeria Monthly Cup. Canfic falls to the might of Canada, and Pelorn must now face a champion to move on to the finals. Fan favourite Cappuccino gets taken down by Satyrus, and now Satyrus has to face King Dans, who is hungry for his own monthly cup title. Modnik and Pelorn duke it out for the grand final spot in this month's cup. Modnik's dominant Yellow Rush takes advantage of Pelorn's slower green-red deck and overwhelms the Canadian. Game number 2 showcases a yellow mirror and displays some fantastic positional awareness from Modnik. This leads him to being the aggressor in the matchup, and Pelorn never gets to catch up. Finally, Pelorn busts out its blue deck to try and fend off the power of Modnik's Yellow Rush. However, the power of Annoying Gnat in combination with the Emissary is too much for the blue deck to handle. Modnik books his spot in yet another finals. On the other side of the bracket, King Dans dispatches of Satyrus to face his teammate in the grand finals. But before we get into that, $500 is on the line in the 3rd place match. Only one player can take that $500 prize, which means one player will exit the tournament with nothing. The match kicks off with a back and forth game involving mid-red and green-red. Pelorn takes an opportunity to be aggressive and is rewarded as he finds what he needs to finish the first game. Satyrus brings out his mid-green deck. Things were going fine until one decision completely changes the course of the match. Satyrus goes for the kill on the Warstorm champion, leaving Cypher alone. This results in Cypher taking control of the board and winning the match. Satyrus may be down 2 games, but he won't go down without a fight. Yellow Rush comes to his rescue, and a well-timed Doomsday allows him to set up a winning board. The race is on in game number 4, but Satyrus crosses the finish line first as Zealous Crusader ties up the series. Things heat up in the last match with Purloin trying to race Satyrus with a Dream Reaver. Satyrus has a Shaitan Demon sapping his life, but releases a clutch Doomsday to reset the board. Purloin drops his Wandering Monk to finish off the series next turn, but a Wind Soldier off the top gives Satyrus the win and $500. And now the tournament must come to a conclusion. 2 teammates must battle it out for the prize money and glory. Modnik is looking to retain his title, while Dan's is hungry for his first. The series begins with a tense back and forth match between Yellow Rush and Red Blue Control. Modnik finally gets ahead as his Nats are able to collect Faeria and help push damage to find the win. The Nats rule supreme in the second game as Modnik is able to starve Dan's red deck of any Faeria. Kaleem comes down to support the annoying Nats, which is too much for Dan's to handle. Dan's tournament life is on the line and his yellow deck must carry him through the rest of the series, but the pressure is on from Modnik. Annoying Nats and June Drakes close out the final match in convincing fashion, crowning Modnik yet another Monthly Cup winner. Modnik is your November Monthly Cup champion, taking away $1,500 and retaining his own bounty of $150. December's qualifiers are on the horizon and perhaps you could be Faeria's next champion. To get involved, visit esports.faeria.com to find out qualifier dates, ladder rankings, and more information. Get involved, test your mettle, and claim your share of $3,000.